All right, people. We are back. We are another pre-record for
Yes,
TNT
yes, yes.
Sports. Yes, guys, we are back again.
hmm
Apologies, we couldn't make it yesterday, but today we are. But yeah, and hopefully we'll try to keep it
Wait,
consistent.
wait. Were you in Anfield yesterday? Maybe
No,
that's why you were unable to make it.
no. I'm not. I'm not on the Liverpool side. I have no
Trying to
business.
shift
I have,
our allegiance to Liverpool.
no. I have no business as. But what would Devin? I have my reservations on that game. I know where the fault comes from, but I'll let it slide for now. But guys,
What?
welcome to TNT Sports.
Say it with your full chest, bro. Don't let it slide.
No, nothing's gonna slide. Well, once we you know what? Let's just get into it.
Yeah, let's get into
We,
it.
as
Game
yesterday
yesterday
was
was good. It was interesting. Revealed a few things.
it
What do you
was
think about it?
first and foremost. I'm gonna say it from the bottom of my heart. Bournemouth lost that game due to the dud they bought from Chelsea. It was Chelsea handwork. It was Chelsea's handwork. Chelsea have done it again. They sold Petrovic to Bournemouth for 25 million, and you
And
know
they
what?
got a 25 million performance.
I watched the goals over and over again, and all I could do was open my mouth. And I said, Chelsea, you did it again because Kepa, who was fantastic for Bournemouth last season, in fact, you could say he was one of the top keepers, at least top five keepers last season. And I was thinking they would have gone back to him, persuade him, but he said he wanted to go to, or whatever happened. I really don't know what happened over there, but he chose to go back to, he chose to go back to, or he chose to go to Arsenal from
Well, he
Chelsea.
chose to go back to Chelsea and then on to Arsenal.
Well, depending on how you look at it. But but overall, it was a good game for the neutrals. It was a very good game. 2-0 to 2-2, and then I called it the Petrovic moment because Chiesa came in. Ideally, like Anslot said, he looked at the bench and he was looking for Diogo Jota, but he had Chiesa. I said, okay. And Chiesa came in and he did his thing. Though it was a half volley, we'll say, but hey, that's all they need. Uh,
Yeah.
for
My
Liverpool,
no, hold on. My take on the game though is, well, it's the first game of the season, right? So
yes,
we can't say a lot, but Liverpool is a little light, in my opinion, in defense. So I was looking at the game yesterday, especially in the central defense, and I was thinking to myself, what if one of these two guys got injured? What happened? I know they got some Leone guy
yes,
from somewhere in
Leon.
Italy. But I went to take some look on some of his past games. Doesn't strike me like a defender that will survive in England.
Well, maybe it might be too soon, but
Yeah,
um, you're right, and I agree with you. There were lapses in that. There, if you look at the first goal, Semenyo,
yeah.
first he went past Van Dijk, went past Robertson, and boom,
hmm
that was it. The second goal from Semenyo, he was literally, in fact, if
Ran all
you
the way.
if you see some clips, you'll be
Why,
wondering where's Konate? Where's Konate in all of this?
why was no Konate was bad enough, but why was Van Dijk practically running away? It was
As much as I don't want to hit it, but you're absolutely correct. Liverpool are absolutely light.
yeah,
Um, like I say, um, Ekitike, he had his goal. Congratulations to him. I think that's the best thing that can happen to you in front of your own fans. You score
yeah.
your debut
It's a new
goal.
player.
Even though I look at that goal and I just look at the keeper and ask myself, where are you diving to? I have no idea. I have no idea, but honestly, it was Ekitike was good, but this is the fear I have for Chelsea with Liverpool. You take out the front three and you're looking at the bench. There's no
Yeah,
replacement.
they're still very light.
They're
I
still
think
very
they are going to. I think that's going to dip in the market once more. Now we don't know if it's going to be Isaac, but I think they're going to dip in the market once
Well,
more.
I know the rumors are still going on for Magay. Hopefully that comes true because that really helped them a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
especially in defense as well. Yeah.
but I think Magay, his issue he might be thinking right now is a World Cup here. Is he ready to sit down on the bench at Liverpool?
Oh,
Uh,
so are you saying he's not going to play ahead of Konate?
I think Konate and Van Dijk are the mainstays. Are they going to be games? Yes. Will Konate get injured? Yes, but I think Konate too also want to be careful because he wants to go for the World
For
Cup.
the World Cup. Yeah.
So I think it's a tricky decision for him.
Actually, I didn't think of the World Cup part. I would stay back if I was Mark Gay, man. Because, but again, there are loads of games, right? So
Yes,
it's not just the EPL. You have the UCL, you
yes,
have the Carabao Cup, you have the FA Cup. So it's a lot of games. But the question is, you also want to be playing the biggest games, right?
yes, you do. You want to play
That's
at the
that's
highest
that's
level.
how. Yeah, you want to be playing the biggest games. You don't want to be playing in Carabao Cup against
No, you don't. That's
Cromley FC.
yeah. I think you want to. You're right. You want to play at the top level. And
Yeah,
I think, but then I think he's got 1 year left on his contract. So
but
if
it
he
doesn't
wants
it
to make
doesn't really have a lot to be worried about. It's it, the person he has to be worried about in the central defense is Maguire. Even if he was playing
no,
against
no,
Cromley and Co, he will still
no,
get in the team ahead of Maguire.
no, but then you have to look at a lot of players are coming. We also have the likes of Dan Bond and Stones, and there are a lot of there's competition in that centre back, and what's his name plays the three at the back. I'm sure he wants to be among that three.
So it'll be,
Tuchel,
what do you think? It'll be Stones
um, there's Konsa Minks is back. There's who I
and
forgot. I know there's Maguire. There is
oh please
Levi Colwill,
be
and
serious.
I am serious. Maguire
Oh
is
my goodness,
He's
Maguire
the rock. He's the rock of England's defense.
is the rock of England's defense.
He's the
It's
rock of
another
England,
second round exit.
especially in the back three. He is the man that you need in that team. Organizes leadership and so on and so forth. But
So when you are talking leadership, you'll be mentioning Stones, not Maguire. So I would say Stone, McGay, and anyone. So it could be Maguire or the others, any
well,
of the others.
depending on how you look at it, but Liverpool they got their win yesterday, which
Yeah,
was
that
good.
was a good start to the season.
It
Yeah,
was a good start. But I really want to touch on Bournemouth. They've lost three centre back, three defenders.
yeah,
Kekes, Zabayi, and Howson. That's a
yeah.
huge loss because I look back at yesterday and I was looking at Salah's goal. Salah was quiet. Let me use the word, let me be professional and use quiet the whole game. And then that goal
Pop up.
really got me. I'm like, he did same thing that happened last season, first day. The ball just hit him, he went in.
Yeah.
Now, as an African, I'm happy for him. Fantastic record. Scoring 10 seasons in a row on the
Oh,
first
by the way,
first day.
just to add to your congratulations, he just I think he just
Yeah, he came
matched
before
or
that
surpassed
and the call.
Andy Cole. Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's huge congratulations to him actually.
is a huge
Yeah,
congratulation. But
that's a big one.
if you look at the eye test, he contributed zero
Yeah.
to
Oh,
Liverpool.
but if you look at Salah last season, that was what that was a lot of the games. He would just be standing around and then pop up with a goal.
Yeah, but at least he was even getting the ball and he was trying to do something.
Yeah.
Yesterday was
Mhm.
you could tell, I told someone it's going to be a long day for Frimpong in the Premier League. and and beside Frimpong is Kunate, who, in fact, I had the call from a Real Madrid friend, and he said, if this is the Konate that is calling Madrid, he should just stay where he is. He should just stay where he is and not move. But
Now you understand why Trent took off. Because what usually happens is Salah stays up and then Trent is isolated.
So, but
Frimpong, welcome to the Premier League. Let's
honestly,
move on to today's games today before we
yes,
spend.
yes, yes. Let's move on to the games. And we had an interesting early kickoff from Aston Villa and Newcastle.
Yeah,
I think to summarize it, it was a board first. It was not the first.
yeah. I would say they cancelled themselves out. It was
Literally, I just called it was a midfield game.
yeah,
I looked at Newcastle, and you could tell they were literally just crying for Isak. They were
yeah.
literally just crying for
If
Isak.
if they had Isak out there today, they probably get a goal.
It changed because ideally the last three fixtures they've had, this game has had at least three plus goals in it.
Yeah,
In fact, the betting men had over 2.5, over 3.5, and obviously the game. It became interesting when Konsa got the red card. Honestly, the rest of the game I cannot
yeah.
summarize it
But
because
but hey, that was because what's his name? Kamara had to drop to the center of the back defense, right? So there was
yes,
one less body in the midfield.
in
That's
the
how it
midfield,
became
yes,
interesting. Yeah.
yes.
So it was just the
But it,
ball first. They
but,
canceled themselves out, basically.
but despite the fact that they had one man down, Aston Villa didn't look like Newcastle didn't look like they were going to score. Fair play
Yeah.
to them. They had. I saw the game. Elanga was putting in crosses. I said, "Who are you crossing for?" Anthony Gordon. For who? He's not half of.
Yeah,
Do
but
you do you see the
even the
giants
Langa,
they have in the defense? The Giants, he's not going to our job mix. This is going to our job concert. So I was wondering where the crosses were going to.
yeah. But the Langa himself was not as clinical today, if you think about it, because he had a few
Oh,
chances
he missed
early in the year,
yeah, where it was
point
short on
blank.
goal. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
point
short on
blank
goal.
twice.
But I
So
think
yeah.
for Aston Villa, their new goalkeeper, Pizok, I think Pizok,
Oh yeah, yeah.
He did very
That,
well.
that would be my man of the match.
Yes, I think yeah, he was
Yeah,
he was
he
really
was
really
he was
good.
outstanding. It was amazing.
He did very well. I think
Yeah.
for Aston Villa, I think it's something they can build on. But I have my concerns for Villa. There's nothing new in their team. It was the same team we saw last, apart from the goalie. But you know, Watkins is still there. I mean, there's no second striker they had. They don't have a second striker. They we still have the Tillemans. This Morgan
Rogers.
Rogers was playing on the right hand side.
Yeah.
There was I felt they were missing something. Or I'm just gonna take it as the first game of season, but they need something fresh in that their team, something
Well,
to uplift them.
the good thing for Villa is they didn't look worse than last season.
No, they didn't.
My opinion.
No, they
They
didn't.
looked the same. So I expect that they would still be around the top 10, top
Yes, they should.
7,
They should.
top
They
8.
should. They
Yeah,
should.
they should be around that.
So I think
Mhm.
yeah, they should be fine. Let's go to the other result. I think we had uh shall I call it the game of the day, in my
Mm.
own opinion. The game of the day. Sunderland 3, West Ham
West Ham
0.
0. Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I watched the first half of yeah, almost the first half of that game before, and it was all West Ham. And the
Yeah.
next time I saw the score, I said,
It was
"Son," I said, no, no, no,
Sunderland.
that's impossible.
So I felt a little bad for West Ham because they also lost some players, if you remember.
Yes, kudos, a
Kudus
very
and I mean, if Kudus was out there with the dominance they had in the first half,
it would
they
have been
probably would
different.
have scored today. So but I'm not sure how you replace that because today I watched Kudus again with Tottenham.
Oh,
Oh my
Spurs
goodness!
is. I
Oh
think
my
I
goodness!
think he has a new life, but we'll
Oh
get
my
to
goodness!
Spurs. But we'll get to Spurs. Let's dissect this West Ham team.
Yeah.
So they played good
So
football, and
yeah, but I
I was
didn't think
impressed
Sunderland was
with.
bad as well.
Not the words, but they had the clearance once in the first half. And
Yes.
this
Yes.
new boy, I think, is going to be a boy I think people should watch out for. Malik Diouf.
Yeah.
He plays the wing back for West Ham, and he was
Mhm.
impressive. But then, is and football is a funny game. West Ham had a new goalie in post. Hermanson, they just bought him from Leicester,
Leicester,
and
yes.
I'm asking myself, did he bring the, did he bring, did he bring, did he bring some sprinkles of some garbage left on
Yeah.
what do they call it? On he still had some uncompleted business in the Premier League too. Funny part is I like Graham Potter. I think he's a decent coach, but honestly, he's so far is not. I don't think this is the stats you want.
He, he actually heavily criticized his team at the end of the game for the last one, that second half performance. They make Granit Xhaka look like prime Xavi Alonso, bringing passes all over the place in the second half. I'm like, oh my goodness, you know?
No, to be fair to Sunderland, I think everyone should watch out for them. They've done some decent recruitment. Adingra,
Yeah,
um, Granit Xhaka, and he's the captain of that young team.
of the
And
young team. Yeah,
and what was surprising to me when they were making the lineup, they said their new signing Granit Xhaka at 32 years of age, and I asked myself, man, why does it now seem like everyone has seemed like Xhaka is 35, 36? He is 32. He doesn't work on pace. He's a very intelligent, very, very intelligent footballer.
absolutely,
Very intelligent footballer. I
absolutely.
think if Sunderland survive this season, it's going to be down to Granit Xhaka, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
it is able to keep the young team. So usually the problem you have with teams getting promoted, right,
Yes,
and who are very young, is that they come into the league, they get excited after like a win or two, and they
yes, that's
start
true.
attacking and throwing caution to the wind.
That is very true.
Exactly. Now, if he if he's able to keep them level-headed in some
Yes,
games to say, hey, we can take a draw,
yes, that's true.
we
And
can take a draw
I'm not going for for
and
two
don't go full throttle.
or thinking we can also play tiki taka with Man City.
Oh, exactly. So in some games, you're going to have to just suffer through the game and come up with a point. Because remember, what you're aiming for is 40 points.
That is very true, 100%.
Exactly. So, yeah, but I'm going to be watching out for them. Some pundits I listened to earlier uh, predicted that they were going to get relegated, but I don't think so. My money is going to be that they will survive
I think
relegation.
I believe they will do well. I believe
Yeah.
they will do well. And I'm also excited for what they have, what they're going to offer us for this season. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's jump on to the next one. Spurs 3.
I
And
shouldn't. I shouldn't. After discussing this section with you, I should go wash out my mouth. I don't want to talk about the shit sports, bro.
Spurs 3, and then we have Burnley. I think if you want to start your first game of the season, I think you want to play Burnley.
I know they will get relegated. I'm going to be shocked if they don't get relegated. They made Kudus look like prime Messi.
You know something? I looked at the scoreline and I said, Richarlison. I said, who is that? I said,
He
who
was
is that?
scoring all kinds of goals, man. Overhead kicks. So I'm like, this
And I said, you know what, Thomas Frank. I think after the shit show he had during the midweek, I think this is the best way in
to
front of the
answer.
fans, give them confidence. And though I still have some issues with the team, I don't think they're balanced yet because I looked at the midfield and I saw Sa in the 10, I saw Bergval, and I saw Archie grow in the midfield. I said,
Mm. There's
I
not a
don't,
lot of creativity in that. It's a lot of hard work.
there is no creativity.
Mm,
It's
there's not a lot of
literally,
creativity.
it's literally what I call muscle, more of energy.
More muscle. So if you can take out Kudus in that attack, then everything becomes stagnant, in my opinion.
So it will
You
be
know,
interesting if they can get Eze over the line. I think that's the creativity that they
yeah,
need.
it takes care of that
Eze
actually.
takes care of that. But if they can be grinding out the results this way, I'm actually tipping them to be in the top five, top six this season.
Yeah, why not?
With what I know of Thomas Frank, the only issue I have is when the Champions League kicks in, because Spurs don't have a squad depth. I look at their squad and it's not as solid as people might think it is. But I think they can actually do something if they're able to reinforce more, because so if you look at their strikers, we all know Richarlison is not going to deceive us. He's going to score two goals, and maybe that could be the two goals for the whole of the
He's,
season.
he's going to deceive Brazil, and they will invite him
And they
back
will
to
him. And then Solanke, we all know Solanke doesn't move everybody like that.
doesn't move a lot of the needle as well
Doesn't
too.
move a lot of dinner. So, but we'll be looking out for them. Let's jump on to the next game. Brighton Fulham. When this game
Uh,
started, it was all about Baleba, Baleba, Baleba. By the end of the day, uh something was missing for me for Brighton.
yeah, I think so.
It looks the same.
I I was thinking about that Brighton situation. I don't think a team can continuously lose players at the rate at which they lose
That's very
every year and survive, even though you have good
good.
scouting and
Mhm.
all that. You bring in fresh young players. I mean, they replace Caicedo quickly with Baleba,
Yeah,
replace this, replace.
yeah,
But at some point, you're going to mess it up.
that's
You
very true.
can't you can't keep going that way. Hopefully, that's not going to be this season. Because they've lost Jao Pedro this season again. They've lost a
No,
few players as well.
you're correct, because I look at their team and I'm like, okay, I looked at the lineup. I said, okay, Gina, Ruta, they probably
Mhm.
scored 7 goals. Who's on the
Yeah,
bench? They have Welbeck. They're losing Buanote. And I look at it, I'm like, okay,
and they might lose Baleba again.
I think they're saying no to Baleba because even
I
I
hope
as
they do say so. Anything that doesn't strengthen United, I'm good with that.
and I think at this point, even the truth is Baleba's mind will be split. So seeing Fulham, to be honest, I know the two teams are going to be fine. They'll be
Yeah,
okay. They'll be okay.
they'll 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 be around their usual 11 to
For
15,
13,
something like
14,
that.
they'll be fine.
Thereabout.
But this is my issue with them. When Fulham and Brighton play themselves, they play themselves like civilized people. But when they see the big teams, all of a sudden, then you see he will be taking the ball from defense. All of a
Especially towards the end of the season when you need
sudden,
points.
and then you ask yourself, when you needed your points, why didn't you go and beat your Brighton? Brighton, when you need, why is it that when it's time that other people are serious with their life, you want to frustrate them? you know, I, I looked at Fulham. I said, Marco Silva, you're doing your thing. You still have your good squad. You have Iwobi. Moni scored in the 90th minute today. I said, stay more story with Brighton. You still have Duncan. You still have your team. I don't think anything much to change. Uh,
Yeah.
and then you guys are still going to be the giant killers. We know what you guys are. We know what you guys
Hmm.
are. We know what you guys are. So yeah, it's very very interesting from that front, and a bang of a result today from the man, the man that has been quiet throughout preseason. In fact,
Remember,
no one even know
remember,
where they travel to. No one
I
even know where they
said they were
travel to.
quiet.
No
I
one,
told you they were quiet.
if, even Pep was like, I don't think people even remember them. I told someone, I said, the reason why nobody, because they're not a big team. Nobody's,
Yeah.
bo- I said, I said, nobody's bothered about who Man City is playing in their preseason. Nobody knows where they were.
I think
Mm,
I stumbled on one of their games. Maybe when it was at maybe 80 something minutes.
Even me too, I stumbled against Palermo. I said, oh, wow, you're playing
Oh,
Palermo.
so they are playing. I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe it was
So
the Palermo one. I just
I
stumbled
think
on it.
it was the one that got to TV and everything. I said, okay. So I said, Man City, it's
They looked good in attack. However,
yes. I agree with you.
However, if they played against a team with solid defense and who was able to put away chances,
Yes, that's true.
they would have considered 1 or 2 goals today easily.
And I think it's also very interesting. Ederson leaving, Ortega is not given the look at for number one spot, and they brought in their old boy, Trafford,
Trafford.
James
But
Trafford.
Trafford looked good. Saved them a few times. Point blank. Point blank saves. Twice.
So the thing about Man City is, I don't think goalkeeping has ever been their issue. Whoever is there, we know you guys they'll still dominate. But this centre back, Diaz
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Stones,
The defense, I'm not convinced that defense will last through this season.
hmm,
I'm not convinced. And once they start conceding again, now you see, this is it. When teams are scoring like a billion goals,
yes,
right? Opponents are afraid to attack point
yes,
blank
that's
because you don't want to leave
they don't to
yourself
open,
vulnerable,
yes, they don't to
right?
open the back. Yes.
Exactly. Now, however, once they start conceding, once City starts conceding, it
Yes,
also tells on the attack.
that's very true.
Yeah. So now, however, those boys I saw in the middle of the park today, Nico
Nico Gonzalez
Gonzalez,
and Mendes.
Tijani Renders, they looked good going forward.
Yes, they are. They are very
They
good going
don't
forward.
look like guys that would dominate against
Mm,
proper
again,
midfielders, in my
mm.
opinion. They don't
I
look
think
like guys that would dominate against proper midfielders.
it
So
was
that might,
very interesting. It's very
yeah,
interesting you said that because I was looking at the game. Well, we don't know when Roger will be back.
yeah.
I like Rangers even when it was in AC Milan. I think he's a very good player, very neat on the ball, beautiful
Mhm.
footballer.
Yeah.
But I looked at the bench and I said, Doku is whatever Doku is what Doku is. And I looked at the right side and I said, what is Pep doing? Oscar Bob starts. He was good. He's a good player. He's a very good player. But then you spent money to buy
Savinho
um, Savino. You spent money to buy Checky. You spent
spent
money to
money
buy
to buy
Mamush.
Mahmoud, and
So
you
I'm
kept
like,
all of them on the bench.
Mamush on the bench. Savino is injured. Checky is on the bench. I'm like, okay, what are you trying to tell us? Because even Foden, I really
Have
hope he
people
has it.
forgotten about that one?
I
So it's
really
still
hope.
there.
I really hope for his sake he bounces back because he's on the trajectory of Marcus Rashford right now. Because I
Yeah,
don't
at
know
the rate at which it's going, is reminding me so much of Rashford's partner in crime,
which of them. There are plenty of them. But
Martial.
no, I can't. I will not accept. Marshall was way, but Marshall did not go. Marshall was just
Um,
injury prone. Marshall was just
it's
injury
reminding
prone.
me so much of Martial, Sancho. You seem to have a lot of those guys of recent in United.
Because
What's going
you know what they say, birds of the same feathers flock together.
on?
So, so they flock. So, but honestly, I'm hoping because Checky, I'm like, why is Oscar Bob starting? I know before he got injured, it was very good, and I think this is going to be his breakout season. If Pep believes in him, I think Haaland 2 goals today with a banger. Uh, Haaland will always be Haaland.
Bro, he's such a I took my time to watch him. He's such a great striker.
I think
He's
it's
never in the game. However, he's permanently in the game because he's always making those runs.
yes,
He's direct, he's
is
always making. So the first goal he scored when Renders was bringing the ball,
yes.
right? Alan made a run and was off. He
Mm-hmm.
was offside. He then stopped,
To go
and the defense came back to put
came
him
back
on
to
time. It was, you know,
I
it's
think
been a while you see proper traditional strikers.
that is my next point. He is that last breed of
Yeah,
I'm a number 9. I'm not interested in tracking
I
back.
don't
I'm not
care. Go
interested
and
in this
do
your tiki taka
just do
football.
the Put
Put
the
the
ball in the
ball,
ball.
put the ball up in the box. Watch my run, and I think it's going to be interesting to see what
Yeah,
happens this season. There's no KDB. This is a Man City without KDB since
KDB.
they've been dominating. So I'm really interested to see what is going to take
And without KDB, without Rodri, because
without
we don't know what Rodri comes back. Without Gundogan, who is
who's still on the bench
who is
and
an old man, basically. You
true
know, so
and Bernardo Silva as well still doing his
so he's
thing.
trying to rebuild at this point. I guess that's why he's going with all the young players.
Um, I just hope Pep. I just hope maybe the Premier League doesn't hit Pep and he's trying to he's, he's trying to because his defense they've all been the same guys all
Yeah.
together. But I want to leave Man City for a second. Wolverhampton.
Oh my God, they are getting relegated. Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
so
I'm calling it now.
I think it will be too early.
I don't care. I'm calling it from what I saw today because they should have scored. If they were serious, they would have scored at least once. How do you
so
create all those chances and not score?
so this is my thing about these teams again. Wolves. Now they played Man City.
When they now
It's
play
not
Man U,
when
they will
it's
now
not when
turn into prime Barcelona.
you see
That's what they always do against
you
Arsenal.
see
It
you
annoys
see
me.
you
Annoys
see
me so much.
you see then I start to see and I ask myself who is Munesi? Who is Agbadu? Who are you? Where did you
Who
come
are
from?
you? Where did this one come from? They'll be defending with their life.
When did you start playing football? All of a sudden, I said, look at Jose Sa. Oh, now you don't. It's when you now see man, you're going left, you're going right. I'm like, why can't you do it against Man City? And
Yeah.
and that is when Victor Pereira, their manager, he now becomes a tactical genius. I said, oh, when
Mhm.
you are playing Man
So you
City,
know how to coach.
you say you're not to coach. You're not to coach. And before we end today, I just put an additional result, other results from today from La Liga. Um,
Yeah.
in the words of one of my friends starters, I saw on WhatsApp today said Barcelona started with their cheating again. And I looked at the scoreline. Barcelona 2, Mallorca 2 red cards. I said, what's going on?
How do you even how do you cope how do you cope with that?
I said, how do you go? I said, how can you be playing Barcelona and you have 2 red cards? I said,
But,
and there's
but
no
I watched the game. Those guys tried to be fair to Barcelona. Those guys tried to bully them. That's one.
mm,
Two, Jamal is amazing.
yes,
Rafinha is amazing.
mm,
And they
interesting.
have a connection, you
Yeah.
know. And
Uh, I
the
think
only
everyone
problem
is
is
looking forward to that Barcelona team.
I can call it again. They will not win the Champions League. And I'll tell you why. If the coach insists on playing that high line,
The
which is
highlight.
what they played again today, a proper club will break through that line every time.
Mm,
They'll break through. It was look at what Inter did. They just sat back and broke through every
I
time.
broke through. That's true.
They will break through
That's, that's very
every time.
true.
If you play against a prime Man City with KDB, Haaland, two,
Yes.
3 years ago,
Yeah.
prime of top of their game, they will break through that line. Easy,
They would break through. They would break
easy.
through that.
So they will win a lot of games in La Liga and all. They will look good. But when you get to Europe and you start to meet serious clubs, you know,
Okay.
then it becomes
Well,
a
yeah,
different
then it
ball
becomes
game.
yes,
Yeah.
but they have the star boy, the one and only star boy, the boy that would deliver them something
As
miraculous,
Saka moved to Barcelona,
the one and only star boy of England, the golden boy of England football, the boy, the one and only, the star himself from Manchester,
I'm
MR,
wondering. I'm wondering if Saka moved to England because all these
the,
accolades. He won an star boy of England.
the
I'm
one
like,
and
okay, that
the,
has to be Bukayo.
the one and
Maybe
only
Bukayo
star boy.
moved to.
Bukayo does not have an OBE. The one and
Oh, okay.
only Sir
Okay. You
Mister
know, he didn't get that
Marcus
OBE for soccer, though. I hope you know.
Sir Mister Marcus Rashford.
I hope it was that
Sir
OBE was not
Sir
as a result of soccer.
Marcus Rashford. I'm supporting you all the way.
Oh, I watched a few of the preceding games with him as
Yes.
well. It looked good.
Is
And they play. Remember, we had that conversation. I told you, play Rashford through the middle.
well,
That's where Barcelona is playing in
I'm
right now.
I'm glad they are doing it. Barcelona keep playing him. At the end of the season, I want my 26 million. That's all I want. Marcus Rashford, we, your fans, are supporting you both from the red side of London and from the red side of
Side
Manchester.
of Manchester. All right, good.
Yes, and
Let's do a quick one for tomorrow.
you
Just
see,
just no analysis, just prediction.
3-1 Manchester United. Sesko Kunya Mbemo. Easy.
Easy. Okay. I think it's a flip though. I think Arsenal takes it. VG14, Saka. I think Zubi gets one as well, or Gabriel.
Well, people, on that note, you guys know Manchester United will win. So on that note, we're going to end it tonight. Thank you so much, guys. Have a
Thank you for
lovely night,
joining us.
and hopefully we'll catch you tomorrow or on Monday. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bye.
And recording.